video, I want to explore how reimbursements to a surrogate work if there is no surrogacy agency. So I have fielded a lot of phone calls from intended parents who plan on working with an agency, but they don't know that it is optional because intended parents do not have to work with an agency. Surrogacy agencies can do all kinds of things. They can help individuals find a surrogate, they can manage reimbursements, have somebody to hold your hand and provide answers, but they're not legally required. So for individuals who don't use a surrogacy agency, how do the reimbursements work? And quite simply, they are a matter of a direct payment from the intended parents to the surrogate. But of course, paying a surrogate in Canada is not allowed. So I'll say a little bit more about what I mean by payment. So reimbursing a surrogate, perfectly legal in Canada. And we do have some regulations in the law where there's an actual list of what kinds of reimbursements are considered acceptable. If something falls outside that list, it is possible it's legal, although more open to interpretation. And what it really comes down to is this a cost that the surrogate is incurring because she's being a surrogate, because of the pregnancy and the whole process. If it's something she pays for anyways, generally that wouldn't really be a valid reimbursement. So how does it all work? How does the money work? How does the documentation work? The reality is the law does not tell us. It is up to the surrogate and the intended parents to decide that amongst themselves. Normally that level of detail will go into the contract. And if an agency is being used, it might be higher level. It might be the agency's taking care of it. If there's no agency, maybe we get more specific. So is it going to be e-transfers or a check? That method of payment, some people don't feel the need to put that level of detail. Others will get specific. How often are receipts and declarations from the surrogate being given to the intended parent? By declaration, there's specific paperwork that the surrogate has to fill out, and she does legally need to have a receipt, something in writing if there is no receipt. So how often is she giving to that documentation to the intended parents? I find monthly is pretty common. Maybe it's by the end of the month, and then when are the intended parents paying her back? Are they making any promise at all? Are they saying a week after we get the receipts? So whatever those specific arrangements are, it's good to talk about those in advance. Ideally, capture that in the contract so that everybody has the same action plan and we can reduce the possibility of any kind of misunderstanding or conflict. So the answer to, how do payments work to surrogates? How do reimbursements work if there's no agency? It's whatever the parties decide. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next one.